Waiting days, weeks, or even months to get approved for a credit card is simply a thing of the past. Because in this video, I'm sharing the top 5 credit cards that offer instant approval from big banks like Chase, Capital One, and American Express. Whether you're after cash back, travel rewards, or just simply want some dining perks, these cards will get you approved fast, and if you stick around until the end, I'm going to bless you with some hacks to get approved even if you've been denied in the past. But before I share that with you, if it's your first time here, smash that subscribe button if you want to make more, save more, and raise your credit. Which brings us to card number 1, the Capital One Venture X. This is the best Capital One card that they offer this year, and it's getting a ton of buzz around it. And I do have this card, so I'm talking from experience. Important to note, it does have a bonus right now of 75,000 miles after you spend 4,000 in the first 3 months, giving you 10x miles on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel, 5x miles on flights and vacation rentals booked through again in Capital One Travel Portal, and 2x miles everywhere else. So you can definitely stack up some serious points, but more importantly, you can be instantly approved. Capital One is known for their instant approval requirements, and with this card, you can see if you're approved within minutes. Important to note, you do want a good to excellent credit score, so think something like 700, 740, and above. Pro tip is the $300 travel credit and access to airport lounges, so it makes a perfect card for a frequent flyer. But before we move on, make sure to stick around because at the end, I'm going to share with you a hack on how to get approved for these cards instantly, especially if you've been denied in the past. Next up, we have the Chase Freedom Unlimited, and this card is a fan favorite for those who just want flexibility in all their rewards, giving you 1.5 cash back on all purchases, plus 3% on dining and 5% on travel booked through Chase's portal. And as far as the approvals go, while Chase doesn't necessarily offer or guarantee an instant approval, you'll likely get a fast decision just like I did, so no long waiting periods around here. For the best chance of being approved, Chase recommends a credit score of 670 or higher, which puts you in the good range. Again, I'll share an approval tip for this card towards the end as well. And a sample bonus right now with the card, a $200 bonus when you spend $500 in the first 3 months. Great card for regular expenses, and if you pair it up with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, then you could rack up some serious points. By the way, make sure to stay tuned. I'm also going to share how you can use what's called a pre-approval tool to increase your chance of being approved, or just simply if you have a decent offer, without impacting your credit score. But for those of you who prefer cash back over just getting travel miles, the Amex Blue Cash Every Day is the perfect card for you. 3% on groceries, 2% on gas, and 1% everywhere else. Now, American Express is known for extremely fast approval speed. In most cases, you can even start using your card immediately without even getting it in the mail. Great option for those with a 670 credit score or higher, so it's pretty accessible to most people. It does come with a bonus, which is $200 after spending $2,000 in the first 6 months. Again, pretty accessible and achievable for the everyday person, which makes it a great card for this video. Which brings us to bonus hack number 1, which is using an incognito or a private browser when searching for Amex offers. And this is why right here. So basically, by hiding your browser history, you're invited for a bigger sign-up bonus on most credit cards, especially with American Express. 150,000 versus the normal 80,000. If you're enjoying that so far, give this video a thumbs up and drop a comment below. But we can't stop there because I promised you a bunch of approval hacks, which leads us to this feature right here, American Express Apply with Confidence. This feature is going to let us see if we're approved for an American Express credit card with no impact to our credit. Highly recommend using this feature whenever you apply for any American Express cards, because if you don't use it, you're simply just going in blindfolded and you risk being denied for the card. Which reminds me, if you were denied for one in the past or denied recently, make sure to stick around until the end, because I'm going to share with you a way around that to possibly turn that into an approval. But the next card is perfect if you have a relationship with Capital One and you love spending money, or not love, but you do spend most of your money on dining out or groceries, which is the Capital One Saver One. 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and streaming services makes it a great everyday card when you pair it up with no annual fee. Just like the other Capital One cards, this card offers an instant approval. 670 credit score or higher should put you with a good chance to be instantly approved. Sign-up bonus at the time of this video is $200 after spending $500 in the first 3 months. Not $1 million, but for no annual fee, it's free money. Which brings us to bonus hack number 3. So Capital One offers a pre-approval tool which allows you to see if you have an offer with, again, no harm to your credit score. Highly recommend doing this always before you apply for the full application, because if you're not doing this, then you're simply just limiting your chances. I've personally used this tool to help me get approved for the Capital One Venture X, which is the first card mentioned in this video, but more importantly, you could use it for the Quicksilver, Saver One, and much more. But we can't forget, towards the end of the video, I'm going to be sharing with you the best hack that I know, which helps you overturn those denials and possibly get approved instantly. But before we do that, let's look at one of my favorite cards, which is the American Express Gold Card. This is one of the best credit cards for dining and travel enthusiasts. See, I broke out the big words for this one, so it must be a good card. 4x points on dining and groceries, and 3x points on travel, or flights booked directly with airlines. Important to note, this card also offers the instant approval, just like many other American Express cards. Credit requirement varies based on the data that we see online, but I'll speak on behalf of my personal data points with all of my clients, which is a 650 credit score and higher. Typically, you can get this card after having 1 to 2 cards on your credit profile, but that's for another video. Sign-up bonus at the time of this video varies from 60,000 points all the way up to 100,000 points, depending on if you use that private browser that I shared with you before. Great card for racking up rewards, especially if you like to eat out and travel. Which brings us to probably the most important part of this video, which is what to do if you apply for any of these cards and you were suddenly just denied. So first thing you're going to do, as explained, you're always going to use a pre-approval tool to see if you have your best chance of being approved and if it's even worth it for you to actually fill out the application. But if you are already denied, I recommend what's called a reconsideration line, which most banks offer, and I'll put a reference here on the screen, but you would simply call them up, so you're getting a human underwriter from the banking's department on the phone, and you're ultimately going to plead your case and persuade them to approve you for the credit card. Simple tip is you always put your best foot forward. So what do I mean by that? If you have positive payment history, but you only have 1 card on your profile, you want to highlight that aspect. In the same way, if you went through credit repair and you had bad credit 5 years ago, but since then perfect payment history, you want to highlight that as well. At the end of the day, you always want to be nice to give yourself the best chance of being approved with the rep that answers the phone. That said, that pretty much wraps up the video, so I recommend checking out this video right here. YouTube thinks is best for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.